PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Apologize up front. Going to go way back old school. If you look at any kind of business, any kind of organization, the stronger your foundation, the more you can build. There's a lot of companies that start up really quick with no foundation and they crumble. Most small businesses in America open up and they don't make it. But the people that do their research and they found themselves in fact and build a strong base and get better each and every day are the ones that survive. And that's who I'm trying to talk with right now. Can we take a step back and reinvent ourselves as the market changes? Let's talk about what's gone on in the last couple of years. I wasn't competitive selling cars during the COVID years. If I had one vehicle and nobody else had that vehicle, there was really no selling. I had it, I offered it. If they wanted it, they bought it. There was no negotiation on price. And that's like somebody going right before a hurricane and saying, maybe I should go stock up with water and things that are non-perishable because I don't know how long power is going to be out. And so really a grocery store or a supply place could charge whatever they want to. If it's necessary, you've got to pay. Now there's laws in America that say, hey, you can't take advantage of people during a natural disaster. Well, I think we went through a natural disaster if you look at COVID. People paid multiple thousands of dollars over MSRP for vehicles because, I don't know, maybe they assumed that COVID would never go away and the car business would never come back. I mean, that's what you'd have to ask each individual that paid so much of a premium for a product because they were in a panic buy mode. Well, those times are gone away right now, and the inventories for manufacturers are building up, especially on the domestic side. We've talked about this for a second. So building a foundation of Toyota, if you've made a decision that Toyota's the brand that you're going to represent, congratulations. Because you're representing a brand that you can go back decades and show customers why the Toyota product has been the product to buy, to have, to resell, and to purchase again. I'm not making that up because I'm pro Toyota. It's just a fact. And the crazy thing about it is, you know it, and I know it, but how many millions of Americans don't really know it? And so we become the source to build the foundation. Don't assume that somebody knows what you know. Don't assume that you know everything. So the logo for Toyota, which really changed in 1989, and I know I'm going back. So if you look at the logo itself, there's a T in there, and the T stands for Toyota. And then if you look down the background of Toyota, all the shaded area inside the three ellipses is the background of Toyota. And evidently, you probably know that Toyota didn't start out as an automotive manufacturer. They started out looming silk. And so from that, they started building vehicles. The three ellipses, the heart of the customer, heart of the product, and unlimited opportunities. So that's what the logo stands for. And there's our foundation. In the beginning, what was Toyota trying to accomplish? Fast forward to 2024, what did they accomplish? Have they produced a vehicle that people can afford? And the answer is yes. Have they produced a vehicle that at the end of the cycle of ownership has given people a greater return on their initial investment? And the answer is yes. Have they invented a vehicle and produced a vehicle that was on the upper end of maintenance and reliability, longevity, and durability? And the answer is yes. So now you know the reason why I've spent multiple decades representing the Toyota product. So I'm going to go so old school on you today, and I'm going to take a couple of weeks to go over this, but I think a foundation is where we need to start right now, because now that Forerunner I had 2 years ago that nobody else had, now I've got three, and every other dealership within driving distance for a shopper also has the exact same Forerunner. Camry, the Siennas are starting to show up, or a Highlander, or the Corolla. And so now we become a market where there's availability. With availability changes things. Price structure, Profit per vehicle goes down. So what you have to do is you have to learn that you're one of a kind. I don't care if there's 15 white Corolla LEs and that's what the customer is going to buy, and there's 15 available in a comfortable driving distance. The reason they should buy that white Corolla from you is you. Obviously, the Corolla's done its job. It's the number one selling vehicle in America in the history of the car business, actually number one in the world. Nobody's ever said, man, this Corolla is horrible, because they've been phenomenal, and some of them have been passed through the family. What a vehicle. However, the price point on your Corolla is exactly the same price point as the other 14. So now, I can't sell one off. I've got the only Corolla for 200 miles. And so what do? I have to start by building a foundation of why buy. Why buy is something that we've talked about forever. Why buy from me? Why buy a Corolla? Why buy from our dealership? Why service at our store? Why buy? So we finish up the logo and we move on. You can see at the bottom, Toyota actually spelled out the word Toyota with this logo. So if you've never heard that before, I'm sorry, I had to fast forward you back to 1989. Isn't that crazy? So don't yell at me through the camera. Don't wave me off the road to the sale. Obviously, as I started my career, they were so forceful of learning a structure, and I felt like they didn't believe in me. They didn't think that I could go out and have a conversation with somebody about an automobile and make them want that automobile more than when they came. They didn't trust me, and they didn't trust the other sales professionals, because we all had to do it the exact same way. It was really interesting to me, as I fought back like you do on everything, when somebody comes out and goes, I want to buy this Toyota truck, I had to go all the way back to, hi, welcome to the dealership. And so sometimes you elevate yourself past the structure. But wait a minute, what did we say earlier? You can't build a giant organization on a flimsy structure.